Recent WSUV business graduate Kayla is looking to buy a home in one of 3 different cities, Atlanta, New York, or San Francisco. She is using her current statistical knowledge and her help from her realtor friend to determine which market to buy a house in.
While meeting with her realtor friend, Kayla learned that a housing bubble of epic proportions formed from 2000 to 2007 in the wake of the 2000 stock market crash. During this time, interest rates plummeted and strict lending requirements were thrown to the wind, leading people to rush out and buy houses who normally would not be able to afford them. However, this housing bubble burst in 2006 and the United States experienced a recession from 2007 to 2009. Many Americans were unable to afford their homes and they went into foreclosure. Prices were in a downward spiral for 6 years and hit their lowest point in 2012. Today, we are experiencing another housing bubble, which explains the increase in home prices since 2012.
Kayla has her own statistical knowledge and considers the following when looking at 3 different cities. The mean of the index indicates the average prices of houses during a specific time period. New York has the highest mean. San Francisco is close to New York, and Atlanta has the lowest mean. Atlanta peaked in August of 2007. San Francisco peaked in March 2006. New York peaked in May 2006. San Francisco has a standard deviation of 36.65, and New York has a standard deviation of 28.51. This indicates that the data for the housing index is spread out away from the mean. Meanwhile, Atlanta has a relatively small standard deviation of 12.48, which means the data of the housing price index is concentrated near the mean. Minimum and maximum point in the range indicates the values that the price of your house will fall between.
When comparing the 3 cities, Kayla looked at data from the S&P Case-Shiller Index. Alan Weiss, Carl Case, and Robert Shiller created the S&P Case-Shiller Index in the 1980s. The S&P stands for Standard & Poor's, the provider who distributes the data. While you may think the S&P Case-Shiller Index is simply one index with a lot of data, it is actually a combination of the National Home Price Index, the 10-City Composite Index, the 20-City Composite Index, and 20 individual metro area indexes. Data is collected for the S&P Case-Shiller Index using the repeat sales method. A 100 in the index is the marker. If the index is at 125, this means that home prices have increased by 25%.
Kayla looked at San Francisco from 2000 on and noticed the index was at 101.45 in January 2000. Between 2000 and 2007, home prices increased fairly rapidly before hitting their peak. Prices in San Francisco hit bottom in May 2009 and dropped again as they approached January 2012. Prices have continued to increase since this time.
When observing New York, Kayla noticed that in January 2000, the index was at 100.34. Between 2000 and 2007, home prices increased rapidly before hitting their peaks in May 2006. New York prices bottomed out in March 2012 and have continued to climb in the years following 2012.
Lastly, she examined Atlanta. Atlanta reflected a 100 in the index in January of 2000. Between 2000 and 2007, home prices increased before hitting their peak in August 2007. Atlanta hit rock bottom in March of 2012, and prices have increased since then.
She also viewed these pie charts to see which range most of these indexes fell between. She noticed in New York, 55% of the home price index falls between the housing price range of 190 to 209. In Atlanta, 84% of the home price index falls between the range of 113 through 145. In San Francisco, 39% of the home price index fits in the range of 150 through 174.
After contemplating the previous information, Kayla came up with a decision.
She decided to buy a home in San Francisco.
Besides the information she learned about San Francisco's housing market, San Francisco appealed to Kayla because of the tech boom in Silicon Valley, its proximity to numerous beaches, and there were more opportunities for her to grow in her personal and professional life.